Have you thought about what your retirement looks like? Maybe overseas travel, a move to a place with a slower pace, or something else. Whatever your plan, we'll help you find and consolidate your super, expertly manage your money, and be there with you every step of the way. So whatever your retirement dreams, find out how much super you need with Statewide Super. Consider the applicable PDS before making an investment decision. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
To be the quickest.
Most dangerous.
Most resilient.
To play for glory. For pride. To thrill.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Jeps Cross to the State Hockey Centre. We are ready for, I forget what round we are, but it's definitely the Statewide Super League. My name, as always, is Dave Webb. I'm joined in commentary tonight by Tom Notman.
Fred Notman.
Fred Notman. Tom's your brother? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't know who Tom is.
Might be. Tom, I'm sure there is a Tom Notman. Hello, Tom Notman. Thank you for joining us. Fred Notman. Sorry about that. I was with you on Monday for the State and Zone Championships.
You were,
yeah. The weather is, there has been a storm warning all week, which is great for the people in yellow tonight. There's been a storm warning all week, but I keep checking the radar. I think it's going to miss us. I think it might miss us.
Could be lucky. I'm sure it's not. It's Australian storm, so it won't be...
They never last long. They certainly never last long. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Statewide Super League. Now, Statewide Super, proudly South Australian business for over 30 years. Statewide Super are committed supporters of the local community and its members across a variety of sectors with a strong belief that sport is an integral part of our state's culture and a dedication to growing local sporting talent. Hockey SA are thrilled to have Statewide Super support and partnership in the introduction of this significant opportunity for talented SA athletes. Create yourself a super future. How was the weekend for you? Because you're coaching the under-13 away. How was the weekend for you?
Well, lots of hockey watched, lots of hockey played over the weekend. There was, some brilliant hockey on show. And it's great to see so many kids out there, and it was really well put on for the 13s anyway at Adelaide University. Didn't catch much of this 15s, 16s and 18s, but no, it was fantastic to see. Probably too much hockey to watch, but...
There's never too much hockey. Come on, Fred. Well, that was Tom speaking. That must have been Tom.
Yeah.
That one was Tom. Yeah, so we're getting ready to go here. 4 15-minute quarters. If you're new to this, 4 15-minute quarters. It is fast-paced. We have ball kids patrolling around the outside, so we are ready to go. We will be not premiering because we had a look at it at the weekend, but the super slow-mo is coming. It's here. We get to see it tonight. We get to work on it and stuff like that. I think what I'll do, because I always forget this one, Emma Verrill and Grace Henderson will be in goals. Grace Henderson for the Eastern Saints and Emma Verrill for the Southern Storm. Emma Verrill's a Port Adelaide player and has been drafted into the Southern Storm just to try and keep the goals out. But we are looking forward to this, and should be a great one. Should be good to go very shortly. I'm seeing Mickey Spano on the list. We haven't seen Mickey Spano for a while. She'll be wearing the yellow number 1.
Just come back from Holland, I think.
Yeah, she's been away. If she wasn't, she was close to the top scorer in the women's game last year. And we are underway with the Saints. Will start us off. And Grist will get a stick on the ball very, very early on. Grist was, last time we saw the Saints play, Grist really was integral to that midfield. So we'll see whether she picks that up. McLaughlin, who's wearing the number 8, was just off her game a little bit initially. Tim White thought she could have played a little bit better initially, so we'll see how she goes tonight. Wonder whether she's running around there with Tim White's words ringing in her ears. So we'll see what the Storm can do. The first time they'll really start to go forward and take on McLaughlin as they pass halfway. And we'll look for a ball down the line. Will get a circle entry, comes off a stick, and it will go out for a long corner. Now, Lockie Pole is the umpire nearest to us, and Arnie Hissey is over the far side. Both of them unmistakable for different reasons. I'm just struggling to see shirt numbers again. We'll see how we go on. McLaughlin will try and bring it out, but the Storm are going to bring it straight back in and look for another circle entry, which they do get, but there's a free hit just outside.
Just lost control on the way into D, didn't she? Allowed that reverse stick tackle to come in.
So the Saints, who were very, very methodical last week.
So a bit of a cock up there on the transfer. Allows the Storm to have a long corner.
Just having a look. The Holland Smith sisters are out there. Can't see, and Holly Evans for the Eastern States wearing number 1. She's named, I can't see her out there though. Not sure whether she's starting on the bench. Now the Saints can start to attack. It is kind of a 4-on-2 with a third defender gets back, but they don't need the covering defender as they will get out anyway. Shannon Herbert will get control of it and send it back to Isabel Goldsmith. Goldsmith will send it down the line. Little bit of a foot race, but the Saints are going to get there. Melody Cooper will have it back to her player. Has Grist making herself available. Will go for a 16-yard hit, just poked away from Cooper. Gets her head up nice and early, and we'll go back to Grist. Grist will come all the way across with the transfer. Came all the way across to Mutton. Mutton will give it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin will just shove it forward to Gray. Gray will push it down the line again. Comes off a stick, and it will be a Storm ball. So, can the Storm get out? The press from the Saints is good and forcing the Storm to play around the back. Trying to pick their passes through. Nice first time pass. Down the line, there's an option available.
Some great play out the back there.
Katie Elphick trying to get around, gets the free hit. They will go quickly with Morrison. Morrison appeals for another one and gets it. So they'll be able to rebuild from there. Going back to go forward, back to Newton. Newton will send it out on that far side to Goldsmith. Goldsmith just a little bit of a loose pass and Grist can intercept. Shand over there wearing the number 3 jersey looks to pick a pass. Can't pick a pass at the moment and the Storm can come back. Outlet pass out to this near side. Head up early from Bucheka. Goes down the line to Mickey Spano. Spano bearing down on goal, sends it into the circle on the back stick. Lofted towards the goal, but not causing any danger at all. So long-time viewers of the Spacequake Sport and Hockey SA broadcasts of hockey will have missed Mickey Spano. He had 4 weeks without her. 5 weeks without her, are we in round 6? Do your research, David. Round 4, nowhere near. Anyway, the Saints could come away. The Storm will pick that one off. Look to build another attack down that far side, but another loose pass. Said that a couple of times tonight. I wonder whether there's just, it's been a lot of hockey been played now, 4 weeks of this statewide Super League. McLaughlin gets her head up nice and early. Drops it back to Grist. Grist comes out to this near side to Mutton. Mutton under a little bit of pressure will find McLaughlin. McLaughlin sends it forward to Carter. Carter has to come back a little bit. Has options ahead of her. Looks back for McLaughlin. McLaughlin will pick it up on the 25 and cross the 25. All got a little bit scrappy out there and the Storm doing everything they can to come away. Lucy Holland-Smith will try and find an outlet over on that far side, but it goes out.
Just maybe a little force there, that ball through, rather than taking it out, hence the turnover there.
Cooper fires it out to Mutton. Mutton will send it down the line to Samantha McKenna, who does very well bringing it in. Chris will send it into the middle. First shot on goal. First goal of the game. Hattie Shand will get her name on the team sheet. That's not Hattie Shand.
It's nasty to get the ball back from behind Spano. Knock it in there is really good.
So apologies to the number 3. You are not Hattie Shand. I recognise Hattie. So we'll see whether we can find out who the number 3 is. We are off and running again with the Storm. So the Storm looking to come out now. Buchecker will send it to this near side. Find Fry. Fry with a couple of Saints in attendance. Kind of force a mistake and the ball goes out, so the Storm can go from there. Quick play from Holland Smith. Working down into that left-hand corner. Can't beat McLaughlin though. McLaughlin now penned in that corner. Will nutmeg it through, but couldn't quite get the control. So the Storm will come again. Strong challenge from Cooper on the edge of the circle. Means that it will go out for a 16-yard hit. Storm will go again into Spano. Spano fires it across the back. Nobody got anywhere near it. So another 16-yard hit, but the Storm are starting to build a little bit of pressure.
I mean, maybe that goal was against another play slightly. I only know we had, what, 5-10 minutes. I'd like to see Storm just building that pressure more and more.
So McLaughlin looks for a pass, goes with the overhead. Picked out this guy by Holland Smith, but out of play. So the Storm just inside their own half will look to build another attack. Sophie Fry happy to go all the way back. Almost intercepted, still under a lot of pressure. Finally gets that outlet pass.
I think a few times you can see the Saints are maybe looking to cut that transfer early.
So Gray will play the ball down the line. Somebody watching can tell me who that number 3 is for the Saints. So Storm try and get out of that corner. That corner seems very, very difficult to get out of. We saw it all weekend, well, all day on Monday. Just could not get out of that corner. Buchecker will send it all the way across the front. It's a nice outlet pass and good cutting pass. Now they can start to break away as they cross halfway. Spano beaten to the ball by Lucy Talbot. And the Storm again will look for another repeat circle entry. They can't quite get in. The perimeter defense from the Saints has been good. Cooper tried the overhead, didn't quite get there. It's going to drop for McLaughlin though. McLaughlin will get the free hit and go quickly and early to Selvenderen as the ball knocked away, but it will be the Saints who can go again. Carly Hoffman is the number 3, thank you very much. To Joe DeBro and Dutchie Holland. And they're out again. Pennington sends it in field. Working hard on that back stick. Oh. Excellent work. Carly Hoffman. If you're going to get your name on the score sheet, get the right one on there. She worked really, really hard with the first one. On the second one, she just gave herself the time and space. And normally you would say that to miss it, but I think she knew what she was doing. She just lofted that over the keeper. So the Eastern Saints 2, the Storm 0. And that again was kind of against the run of play.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what Darren has on the stats after this game.
If we're lucky, he generally comes down and has a chat with us at half-time and see what we can build up. Just a little bit of a miscontrol means the Storm can build from a very, very dangerous position. See how quickly they can get going. Into midfield. shut down on the edge of the circle by Grist. McLaughlin couldn't quite get it under control, and the storm will come again. Spano was lurking dangerously, just couldn't quite get there. Cooper again out to this near side to Talbot. Talbot again loses out. Spano does everything she can to keep it going. Asks the umpire for a free hit, doesn't get one. Now decides to chase back. Selvenderen working down the line, just a loose pass picked off very, very easily, very, very quickly. Ashley Morrison will turn and try and find an open pass. She does. Again, just the pressure is amazing. And Hoffman again, who's having an absolute day out in that number 3 shirt, picks the ball up, gives it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin has options to her left. In Talbot just wants a little bit more time. Finally tried to get it through, but Spano had read it. Just wanted too long, McLaughlin. Sent down the line, Cooper will pick it off. Send it into Hoffman. Hoffman will send it out again to Talbot. Talbot will fire it across into the middle. Good control in the end. Asking for dangerous, but you had bent down. Certainly a talking point at the weekend. Is it dangerous if you bend down? Anyway, the Storm looking for a break now.
I think maybe on that subject of against run of play, you know, yes, Storm have had a lot more of the ball potentially, but they are turning the ball over in some interesting areas, which is causing that breakaway and that. And 2-0 down now. Is it against run of play anymore?
So the Saints went down 3-0 last week, and now they're up 2-0. This is a topsy-turvy little league, this one. Talbot fired it forward, but it came off the stick of Spano. Morrison will pick it up. Start heading towards the Saints' goal. Just wondering how fatigued Spano is. I just had half an eye on her during that play, and she's walking a little bit.
Not long off the plane either, I don't think. No,
be a little bit of jet lag. What will she be? Well, she'll be at 11:30 in the morning, so it's a hell of a journey. Advantage for the foot. Saints will go in again, then they will fire at goal again, and third one goes in. That one is Samantha McKenna. 3 goals in the first quarter. That one just the break by the Saints and their ability to get out and how quickly they're going. We talked about tempo at the weekend, and the ball kids allow that tempo, not allowing the Storm to reset. We are off and running again, and the Storm really have to get a goal out of this first quarter, otherwise it's going to be a very, very long night for them, and you would think. Holland Smith will work down. Lovely little reverse pass if it gets through. It does get through. Another circle entry. Cooper's flirting with a short corner. Still bouncing around in there. See whether they can find something. Just a long corner. Thought they might have got a little bit more out of that.
You would have thought coming on that side of the baseline too, maybe look for the upgrade rather than that ball across the time, you know, especially being this far down.
Now, can the Saints come again? McLaughlin tries the straight pass. It's picked off by the Storm, but McLaughlin will just put a foot down and intercept, but then gives it straight back to the Storm. Shannon Herbert there with 2 blue shirts in attendance. Cooper will step up and take control. Sent back to Grist. Grist, I think, tried to get it back to Melody Cooper, but ended up deflecting off a Storm stick, and now the Saints are under pressure again. It doesn't feel like the Storm should be 3 down.
No, but looking at the game, the Saints are contesting every ball coming through. There's always a player with another player coming to it. Whereas, every Storm ball there, and then the Saints are looking, once they get it, to give the easy ball.
McLaughlin just lifts over the stick. Good interception, and a lot of stick tackles. You can hear them, lots and lots of stick tackles, and the umpire seems to have lost their whistles tonight, which is good. Wonder whether the memo has been passed down. Grist slowing things down, movement out of the corner arrives. Just a ball kid.
Are we still in play?
There we are. She's just waiting the 5 seconds, I think. And she's happy to go to the quarter, and now I think the Storm are happy to go to the quarter. So that is quarter time. Eastern Saints leading this one, 3-0 as we have a look at our slow motion replay. It's just persistence with that one from Samantha McKenna. Hopefully Samantha McKenna, we don't know, they appear to have changed shirts on us again. Just persistence. And we see that a lot in the circle once it starts bouncing around. There's been a couple of interesting goals. We saw one last week in the Super League where they had the big swing and the miss, and everybody stopped, and then they were allowed to play on. We saw that again in the Zone Championships of the weekend. Oh, well, on Monday, sorry, which was still technically the weekend. As we see, is this the first one? It was. It just gets caught under her foot. It just got caught under her feet, and then just almost a deflection.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Verrill, not a lot that she could have done. I think she managed to dodge the feet, just about. Someone getting recorded. It's recordingception. Lots of recording going on. We see Dan Mitchell is coaching the Eastern Saints. He'll be happy. I think he'll be playing tonight, won't he?
Dan Mitchell of Seek, yeah, I would have thought so.
He will be playing tonight. Absolute superstar. Now I get in trouble because I rile Dan up a little bit. I do give him some on these broadcasts, but absolutely superhuman being. Works really hard with the sassy athletes, and great coach. Loves his hockey. Always plays with a smile on his face. Absolutely adore watching him play. Can't wait to see him play. Actually, really enjoy watching him coach as well. We'll see whether we can get him out in public. We were spying on his board last week as to what he was writing down and stuff. So.
No, I mean, having spoken to Dan as well, he's very keen in very interested in his coaching methodology and trying different things, seeing what works, which is fantastic to see.
So notably absent. Oh, she's away at a camp. Holly Shander's away at a camp.
Is that the Youth Olympics camp?
Yes.
Yeah.
So well, she's not away. It's here, isn't it?
I think it's here. Yeah.
But
well,
she's at it.
It's being kept very secret.
It's kept very secret. Well, it's not here. Here, we would know about that. Yeah, and Holly Evans is away in Perth. She's watching. Hello, Holly. Thank you for joining us. So the Saints will try and continue where they left off, really. Mutton on this near side will send it forward to Hoffman. Hoffman just loses control of it. Still in there. Lots of close, controlled hockey. Mutton will send it all the way back to Talbot.
And that was another example there of Saints really contesting every ball.
Yeah. Out again to Mutton. Mutton will send it one down the line to Pennington. Just can't quite get there, and again, just that pressure, even in high areas. Then it's fired across by Hoffman, and our first penalty corner of the night goes to the Eastern Saints. I think I'm the only person in the world who has that issue. So I don't think we saw many penalty corners from the women's game last week at all, so it'll be interesting to see what the Saints have come up with. I'd like to think that this is the chance really to, you know, do what you want and have fun with your penalty corners.
Well, that's what's encouraged here. I think, you know, that bit of flair, you know, trying stuff out, and why not when the cameras are on you?
There would be the obvious threat on this one, the double battery. 3-1 on the line. Injection will come in. Now the trap is good. Drag from McLaughlin. Goal by McLaughlin. That's what you want, nice and simple. Inject, trap, drag, goal. 4-0 early on. Just that skill, the drag flick skill. It's going to cause defences all sorts of problems.
Matt Cunningham, the Pirates coach, has been trying to get his girls to be flicking it up to the D2. So it's great to see.
Hoffman will steal it away, and Gris can break, and she has runners in front of her if she wants them. Lovely little reverse ball. Can she find a shot on goal? She hits the back post. Lynn's sitting there waiting for the Saints teammate. He's trying to get the number. Is that back post boot checker? It's not. She plays for a different team. The number 5, Chloe Carter, adds her name to the score sheet. Good spread of goals as well, but the Storm have to keep going.
Not a result I expected so far. Not the way I expected the game to go at all.
I don't think it's a result that anybody really expected. But this competition has thrown up a couple of interesting results.
And it shows the standard, you know, that it's so open. And there's, you know, especially with the score lines, once one team is getting ahead, they're willing to keep pushing through and they're wanting to try and score more.
Yeah, it's foot on the throat kind of stuff, isn't it? I mean, 5 goals in just over a quarter of hockey, and there's a hell of a long time to go. It's not to say that the Storm can't do the same.
You know, they've had the chances, they're up in the dangerous areas. It's a great tackle from Spano there.
Just gives it away to McLaughlin. McLaughlin just seems to want too much time with it. Storm trying to settle things down. He's played at a breakneck speed at time. Chris left it, autoplay. Look to Holland-Smith in the middle. Running away from McLaughlin, will just fire it towards the front. A goal, dragged away. Long corner. What did that come off on the way through? Because it didn't sound like a stick. Long corner. Fired forward again. Well done by Gris just to block that. Almost like forward defensive cricket stroke. Then it's sent forward. Manages to find its way through, but it's picked off by Maddie Spano. Then they will go out to that far right-hand side. Be picked up by Draper. Draper just didn't have an option in front of her. Would be interesting to talk to Mickey Spano and just see exactly how she is feeling. Holland-Smith will pick it up, has it back to goal. Not very many options behind her either. She saw a couple of blue shirts. Will manage to sort of squeeze a pass through. Advantage coming. Mr. Hissey has said that's enough advantage. Nice little turn. Can they find something? Just fire it towards the circle. Spano has to work really hard. McLaughlin is there. Now they will look to come out. Pick a pass through. McLaughlin gets a stick on it. Comes across the 25. We'll find Hoffman into midfield now. Hoffman just lost it. Hung the pass short. Brooklyn Buchecker will be able to pick it up. Asking a fair bit of Katie Elphick.
It's a great ball across though. Clear that space out and move it across.
Oh, and just a little mistake at the back post and it's still in there. Still bouncing around, and the Storm will get a penalty corner. It's almost going to have to be. They'll have to wait. Mickey Spano will just have to choose the time that she goes, rest as much as possible, and then fire out when she can. And I think we just saw that then. When she needed to go, she went.
Well, I think, you know, as a forward, you're looking for those quicker rotations. So you're on the pitch, off the pitch, on the pitch, off the pitch. She's been on for quite a while, so I imagine that will be.
I think she has had a break. I don't know when it was, but I think she has had a break. She certainly was looking longingly at the sideline at one point. So 3-1 on the line, double battery. Spano is on one. Just can't quite see the number of the other one, but it will go to Spano with a drag flick. Great save. Still bouncing around in there. State's trying everything they can to get it out, but finally they will get the free hit. And look how quickly the States go. Now there's someone in the middle, if they can get it across there. There are blue shirts streaming forwards. Back stick at the front. Keeper gets enough on it, but it's going to come back in. Again, bouncing around in there, but no one can get a stick on it. Bridgeland will try and get there first, which he does, and turns beautifully. Bridgeland will cross the 25. Try and find it forward, but it will go for a long corner eventually. And the Storm will be able to turn it over now. Spano, what can she do? She's essentially one-on-one with Talbot. McLaughlin working really hard to get back. Spano just loses out to Talbot. Talbot does well and will clear. Finds a Storm stick though. Can they move quickly and find something in front of her? Nothing is there. And the Saints will be able to clear.
You know, those are areas actually of the pitch that the Storm haven't had much success through. Playing that ball back into the corner, a lot of turnover there, a lot of balls going off the end of the pitch.
McLaughlin again in midfield, hurried by Spano. We'll send it out on this near side to Mutton. Mutton looked back for McLaughlin, just put it too far in front. Nice work by Holland Smith to wrangle that one under control. Has a runner out to her left. Lovely run by Spano, takes the defender away. Now they can look for another circle entry, which they get, pokes it. Keeper does well again. Another long corner.
And that's another great carry from one of both Holland Smiths. They're very strong at the moment, very strong carrying the ball.
So the Storm out to that right-hand side, into the 25 again. Again, we'll fire it towards the middle of the circle. Hit on the stern by Kate Holland Smith. Just couldn't get it on target. Grace Henderson will tell us she had it covered. Dangerous, dangerous times though for the Storm, because we've seen what the Saints can do on the break, and the more they push forward trying to get these goals, the more the Saints are going to be dangerous. Back to McLaughlin. We'll find Talbot. Very, very nearly a great ball, and it's worked out anyway. Now the Saints are coming again into the circle. Nice little turn, good covering tackle, but it's still going to come back in. Cass working hard out there and down the baseline. Manages to keep it in. Doesn't manage to keep it in.
Yeah.
So the Storm happy to go at the backs. So just under 8 minutes to go. Holland Smith just happy to send it out to that far side. And they will get the push in anyway. Tempo is slowed a little bit, allowing the Saints to get ready in their press.
Another example of those two players on the one, yeah.
Pressure is immense as soon as the Storm try and get out. The Saints are there and harrying and hustling and worrying them.
Enough for touch to win a free hit there. Let's see where they go from here.
It's tempo again. They're just allowing the Saints the time to get back and cover. I think they would like to be playing this at a higher tempo than they are now. It's a good ball. Just put it on the reverse six-side of Hoffman, which made it very, very difficult for her to cut it out. Just came off the foot of Spano. Looks absolutely shattered. Wonder whether she's got time for a nap at half-time.
They've got the half-times now, haven't they? Cut them down?
I think they're about 7 minutes. Got a power nap in. A micro-sleep. McLaughlin working hard, but loses out. What can the Storm do now? Turn it over to Solvendrin. As that one poked away and they can go again. Seeing a little bit of a difference in the tempo for the Saints. So they're going quickly again. Pennington tried to work down the line, nothing there. But again, we just see that forward press. And I think they'll win that one. Sholin Cass, who last week we saw her, she works really hard at that high striker position. She's all over the pitch. If she had GPS on, I know some of them do, it would be an interesting number at the end of it. I think it's only the under-21s who are GPS'd.
21s or the sassy athletes? Probably.
The sassy athletes, but I think that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. So long corner. Again, down into that right-hand corner. Now we'll look for a space, just a little bit flat-footed, but they will get it again, and again they go very, very quickly. But they have turned it over. Now what can the Storm do? We'll get a chance to come out. 5 minutes to go in this half. Second quarter coming to a close. 5 goals on the wrong side of the ledger for the Storm. Not sure whether Steve Button's going to... how would Steve Button react at half-time?
It's a great ball around the player and catching on the other side there from Holland Smith. Done enough to win the free hit. Steve
Button a hairdryer thrower, or would he be quite calm?
I couldn't tell you. Nothing in the notes about it, so...
Hairdryer threat unknown. So the Storm again. looking to get another circle entry. Can't quite get in. Grist again shutting the door. Selvenderen, nice little 3D lift over the top, and then we'll bring it back. Can't get away though, and the Storm can launch another attack. But again, Grist will be there.
But you see there, as soon as the Storm took 2 players on her, there was a turnover, and that's what the Saints are trying to do. I've been doing to the Storm, so hopefully the Storm will have picked up on it.
Talbot, you heard the calls of man on from the sideline. Just couldn't get away. Mutton will go all the way back to Cooper. Oh, slipped, but all good. Mutton again just hung it in field. Now we have Holland Smith bearing down on goal. What can she do? Can she get a shot on target? She does. Henderson does well again. Another long corner. Grist. Anywhere would have done for Grist at that point. Now can they do anything? Holland Smith fires it in. It's going to come back again, you would think. Does come back in.
So, oh. I would have maybe went in the short for that if I was playing.
Free hit. Cooper fires it out to Selvenderen. Selvenderen will send it down the line to Cass. Cass now will turn. Persistence gets it through. Another circle entry. Unselfishly sends it to the middle. Can't do any more, and then Cass will slide in. Comes off her last for a 16-yard hit.
Storm put in, drew that defence wide, pulled that striker out wide, but opened the space for that ball back into the middle there. That's not the Storm, the Saints.
Takes some getting used to. There's a lot of S's going around. Nice control by Holland Smith. Just can't get past Grist. Grist will gallop forwards and then find Selvenderen out on that right-hand wing. She'll go one more down the line to Cass. Cass gets it poked away by Newton. It'll be another long corner. 2 minutes and change to go. Holland Smith can come away. Nice little reverse pass to her sister. Now there are Storm shirts starting to make their way forward. Pennington has done very, very well to get back and just stem the tide of that attack. And again, a stick on it will mean that the Saints can try and slow it down again. Pressure from the Storm starting to ramp up a little bit. A little bit too little, too late as far as this half is concerned. And again, the Saints are out. Trying to beat her on the inside. Well done. Stood up, defended well.
Passing just seems to have gone a lot closer in this second quarter as it's gone on.
So can the Storm do anything now? Holland Smith hangs it a long way out the front, in front of nobody really, and Mutton does very, very well. Brings it under control and sends it back to Grist. And Grist happy to go all the way back to Cooper with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go. I'm not sure they're going to do much more. Just looking at the radar loop, I thought I felt a little bit of rain, and the rain is coming.
Not missed it then.
At what point it gets here tonight, I'm not sure, but it's on its way. Big nasty orange blob out over the Gulf of St. Vincent. I think that was an attempted aerial. And then they will get shouts of clock aware from the sideline. Recognisable tones of Dan Mitchell. So they will go all the way back to Cooper. Cooper will flick it towards Mutton. That's the fair bit of it, really. It's a little knuckleball pass, and then that one will be fired into nobody in particular by Morrison. And a little overhead, and that probably will be it.
The half, yeah.
That will be the half. So what a half, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure that's it. The Statewide Super League can throw up some surprises. What a half. 5 goals in that half. 2 to Carly Hoffman. Chloe Carter's got one. Elena McLaughlin got one with the drag flick, which we love to see. And Sam McKenna, just persistence got her in that one. Welcome back to the Statewide Hockey Centre as we hear the all-familiar goalkeeper squeak as they run around. It's one of my favourite noises, that. You can hear them just squeaking around.
Until you're around it all the time, eh?
I love it. I think it's great.
Keep it playing a number 0 too.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I think they both are. Emma Verrill's listed as 0. Anyway, we're underway for this third quarter. Can the Storm come back? Can they do anything? Or will the Saints keep marching on through this third and fourth quarter?
Ball just flicked up into the ball boy there.
Yeah, they made a tough stuff. The SA Hockey Ball Boys. Hockey SA Ball Boys or Ball Kids. Oh, it's fired out to this near side. Brought under control very well by Bridgeland. Bridgeland will send it back to Talbot. Talbot sensibly wearing the undershirt tonight. There's a chill in the air. But more importantly, it makes it recognisable. That's it. That one cannons off a Storm player.
Claiming his hand.
It was kick the way out. Spano available, gets there eventually. She covers her face, thinking it was going to get there. Then Spano will come back inside, then just chop it forwards. I didn't think there was anything dangerous about that, but
I think it's not under control. I think that's the. But I mean, it's some umpires won't call it, some umpires will. Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I wanted to see how the defender dealt with the bouncing ball towards her. Fired forward by Talbot to no one in particular. Just lifted forward to Spano. Spano bearing down on goal. Doing everything they can to get in space and time. Space and time. Give it to Mickey Spano.
Really well
Watch
played
her
shot.
work.
Fantastic.
That is a finish. First time, right in the area that the keeper can't get it. That's why she's on. She's so tired, but that's why she's there. You did say it to me while we were off air. I did say, do wonder about why she's playing tonight. She's just proved why she's playing tonight. Just couldn't cut. So we're off and running again. No rest for the wicked in the Statewide Super League. So that one is poked away and the Saints will have the ball. Nice to see that Spano hasn't come off. It's not doing the whole AFL thing. Score a goal and have a rest.
Couldn't tell you about AFL at all.
I'll introduce you to it. There's a game tomorrow. We'll give you a Port Power jersey. Stay away from that other team. I'll get in all sorts of trouble now. McLaughlin inside her own half. Spano decided she wants to start playing hockey now. Turns it over. Now the pressure is starting to come on the Saints. Free hit to the Saints, which will relieve a little bit of pressure. McLaughlin is wearing the captain's leg band tonight. Happy to go back to Talbot.
Dropping to 4 at the back there. So maybe actually looking to keep control of the ball a bit better.
Slid out to that far side. There is an option to come all the way. She didn't like it though. Talbot might find her though. Turns lovely. Then we'll look for a direct pass. Can't find one. Cut out by the Storm. Thought she'd hung that out a little bit too far. Can she turn? She can. Can't. I was going to say couldn't beat the next player, but gets the free hit. Then we'll go quickly, but McLaughlin will shut the door. Now the Saints can come away. Good intercept from the Storm. The Saints again. Turnover. It's turnover city at the moment.
Storm playing with a bit more intent from the back, looking to step up and take those balls in the space rather than let it come to the player and jostle for it there.
So the Storm come all the way forward. Feet there, but playing advantage for it. No advantage coming, so they'll go back.
Not enough movement from the forwards just to take that ball wide and offer out into space there.
Holland Smith, nice little reverse pass. They will get another circle entry. Can they generate something from it? That will fire across. Nothing but stick, so a long corner. No appeals from the Storm either. Again, they will get another circle entry. Bounces around. Holland Smith does very well. Fires it to the front of goal. Now they're starting to come back. I think that was Katie Elphick. Definitely got a deflection on it. There was no question whatsoever she got a deflection on that. That was brave. Oh, stand by. There's a discussion between our umpires.
Let's look at the super slow-mo. Is that on yet?
No, super slow-mo takes a while, but there's a foot. So we will, I think, yep, the goal is gone. Well, that's a shame, because that was a great goal. So, the Storm, will they feel that they are wronged? Will they be like a backed into a corner bear and come out fighting now? Again, they will look for a circle entry. Again, they have advantage right on the edge of the circle, looking for the penalty corner, getting the penalty corner. There's your super slow-mo. Lockie Pole had no hesitation whatsoever in awarding the goal. I think it came from Mr. Hissey. There was a foot just outside the circle. But what can the Storm do? Just have to cross off that goal for Casey Elphick. That feels horrible.
It's the first Storm short of the game?
Second.
Second.
And the drag flick was saved very, very well by Grace Henderson. Came from Mickey Spano, who's not on, I don't think, at the moment. Trap comes, knocked forward, hit comes off a stick, still bouncing around in there. Free hit, Saints.
I think that's a big thing. You spoke about bouncing balls in the D there, and as a striker, you want a bouncing ball almost, because all you have to do is put it on target.
Yeah.
Whereas as a defender, you're looking to control it and play it out.
Oh, intercepted inside the circle. Can she bring it under control? She can. Can she turn and find a finish? Hits the post. It's still going to come out. Hits towards the circle. Still bouncing around in there. Can't do anything. Holland Smith desperately trying to get it under control. Now it will be fired towards goal. Too high. 16-yard hit.
Storm definitely putting more pressure on now. Looking to really reverse the scoreline if they can.
That is inches away from Katie Elphick. The hockey gods don't want her to score tonight. Storm again, just doing everything they can to try and bring it under control. Gray out there on that far side will send it down the line to Hoffman. Hoffman's going to be beaten to it though. Good turn. Hoffman, persistent though, will keep it going, then just drop it down into that corner, then it will be fired across the middle. Managed to get it out, advantage for the, just popped up dangerously. Certainly can't rest though, they can't spend too long, they've got to go, they've got to lift that tempo now. And those little bump balls into the turf that kind of works sometimes. Hard to bring under control. Another free hit to the Storm.
Pressure put on again from the Saints.
Oh, that's an incredible chase by Cass. Put her body on the line, literally. Again, Cass working hard, but that's a lovely pass. Can they pick another one out? That's put a long, long way out in front of Buchecker. She gave that one up a while back. Just those little passes, just not getting there. But the Storm have intercepted. Now they will get another circle entry. Dragged it back onto the reverse stick, fired into the near post. Very, very nearly. Wrong-footed Grace Henderson, but she did well just to get that left foot of hers out there. Another long corner. Buchecker will look for options, decides it's best to come back to Newton. Newton fires it forward. Another long corner, came off a Saint stick. To the Storm again. Oh, that's not where she wanted it to go, but Holland Smith has done something with it. Free hit just on the outside.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to play through Holland Smith's legs to the winger out there.
And is that a case of communication, or is that just sort of a missed trap? And
I think there was a non-verbal communication, and the other player didn't quite understand what was going on. McLaughlin trying to get out. Comes off a foot.
And that's what's been nice to see a lot of the time. Players coming out from the defence, just looking to win the foul, build the play up as we go through, rather than trying to get it through. Playing those 50-50 balls.
Talbot trying to work out of the back. Then we'll come out to that right-hand side.
Storm just not enough depth. Saints, sorry, not enough depth there when they had the ball.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Storm are really looking to pick up on that.
The high press from the Storm has been 100% improvement in this third quarter.
And
Causes
again,
mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's the pressure there that does that.
Spano just slams it into midfield, then a nice little turn, trying to find a little bit of an opening. Can't quite get one. Spano gave Salvendrin an option. You can get out of the way or you'll wear it. McLaughlin down this near side. Reaches halfway. We see almost a Saints-like pressure from the Storm. Obviously watched the tape from the first half and made that change. Grist returns to the play and sends it back to Talbot. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go.
I think with the way the scoreline is, maybe it's the Saints would look to drop to more, throw at the back a few more times than they have done. You know, relieve that pressure when they're pressing high, give that extra dimension in there.
I think as well, just while we have a very quick break, ball kid over on that far side might be Buff Griffin, who scored in the under-15 zone championships, I think, and then celebrated in an absolutely wonderful way. Went fishing.
I was coaching a few of the 15 zonal lads there, and I think they were celebrating those earlier as well.
Loved it. Loves this goal celebration, that kid. Anyway, back to the main event, the Statewide Super League, as Grist will pick it up, then send it out to this near side to Mutton. Mutton happy to go one more to Cass, and geez, they ask a lot of Cass. They certainly make her work. Wholesale changes in front of us.
Line change there.
Oh, Cass, tough.
Really put a body on the line today, hasn't she?
And not just today. That one's fired across the front, and Hoffman looking for a hat trick, couldn't get a stick on it. But yeah, last week as well, Cass was just ran a lone, ploughed a lone furrow up there.
See, I'm the first one to move out of the way in those situations.
You're not doing the English stereotype any good there, are you? Lifted over the top by Spano, knocked out of the air. Salvendrin against Spano, and Spano just couldn't control it. Ball down the line is cut out. Spano almost begrudgingly picks it up in midfield, beats the first one, looks for an option out to this near side, which he gets. Then it will come back to Fry. Fry will turn inside. Has options available if she can find it. Nice little reverse ball, but it just came off the leg, I think.
Fry was maybe looking for that channel to be cleared for that ball to go through rather than the player coming in to pick it up. But it's a great turn to get into there as well, be that player there.
So McLaughlin will go. Fires it out to this near side to Cass. Just couldn't bring it under control. It's the most pain I've seen on her face, and it's just from a miscontrol. Hit her with as many balls as you want, there's not a problem. Overhead, brought out of the air eventually. Mutton brings it down, then we'll send it down the line to Pennington. Pennington with a couple of Storm players, but free hit goes the other way, and the groans come from the bench. Cass now with a 3-on-2. Can she pick a pass out? Yes, she can. To Hoffman. Hoffman just couldn't control it. And the Storm did well to come across and cover there. I think that's Isabel Goldsmith back there, wearing the skins. Turned into trouble. Now the Storm can come away. Nice little reverse pass out the back. Then down the line. Picked up by Elphick. Elphick sends it down the line, but Mutton does very, very well to get back and cover. Again, you just see a little bit of pressure, and the pressure keeps coming. Bucheka starting to put a little bit of pressure on. And out there, and the mistake comes again.
Again, just the pressure maybe getting the best of her there with that player coming towards her, having to do something with the ball.
Morrison beat the first one, couldn't beat the second one, and McLaughlin can come away. Lovely block, but it just went straight back to McLaughlin. Now they can start to build again. Drops a gear and gets in there, but another free hit, again for a foot.
Great initial step from Spano, just maybe lost control there, and obviously ball got away from her straight into her foot.
Back to Grist. Grist had it intercepted. Certainly sounded like a stick from up here.
She ran off, I think she knew. I think she knew.
Another interception by the Storm as Holland Smith will work towards the baseline. Do manage to work around there, and Spano again just flashing in front of goal. Very, very nearly got that one on target. You think if she had got it on target, there was not a lot that Grace Henderson would have been able to do. If it was either side of her, she would have struggled. So the Saints certainly haven't had it all their own way in this third quarter. We're about 10 seconds left of this one.
Again,
the overhead will go.
Pressure's been very similar to it was right at the start of the game. Again, just the Storm not quite converting or getting the chances to convert.
And that will do it for the third quarter. 5-1 on the scoreboard. Thought it might have been 5-2. Goal was ruled out by Bridgeland. Was ruled out by Mr. Hissey.
Players just having a word with the umpire right at the end there.
I'm not sure whether that is. Is that Katie Elphick that's talking to him?
Captain. I think she's got the captain's band down there.
I don't know who the captain is. We'll have a look. Oh, we just saw a slow motion replay. I'd like to see that one again of Cass getting smashed. Here we go.
Has it skipped into the turf first before it's hit her, maybe taking a bit of sting out? I couldn't tell. Not by that reaction.
No, just tough as nails and then gets on with it. Now, these are super slow-mo. Looks good. See whether we can get it any slower. We'll get the slow motion camera out one day. So three-quarter time, 5-1 down. So they need at least 4 goals to tie it up. Any chance?
Well, it'd be interesting to see first of all, what Dan Mitchell's got to say to the Saints, you know, whether they do hold it back or whether they keep pushing. Yeah. You know, keep the pressure on, because I think that's working very well against the Storm.
Yeah, and the Storm, the pressure from the Storm has actually changed markedly in that third quarter. They lifted the amount of pressure that they're putting on. Steve Button, obviously, at halftime may or may not have thrown a hairdryer. We don't know, but I don't think so. I think the days of hairdryer throwing has kind of gone now.
Well, you say that. I've had it a few times this year.
Oh, already? Oh, there you go.
That's what happens when you're second bottom of the Prem.
Well, at least you're not bottom.
Yeah,
well, that's the most important thing. So we get ready for the fourth quarter. Strap in, because I reckon this one could go off. Because I think the Storm want it. Not sure where they sit as far as wins and draws and losses. Don't think I was given that information. But they're all pretty even.
Well, it's been such an open contest. You know, after that first week with both teams, we thought, you know,
yeah, and when the Pirates played last weekend, I assumed that the Pirates would walk through the Eastern Saints side, and they didn't. I mean, the Saints lost, but only just. So, fourth quarter under as well, partly by just hockey, as here come the Saints. First real attack of the second half, still bouncing around out there, fired it, oh, Cass will want that one back. Oh, I hope she kept the receipt, because she needs that one back. Goal was at her absolute mercy.
And that would have been, well, maybe already is too much to come back from 5-1, but that would have definitely... A
little glimmer of hope from the Storm. That one will just flash off Bridgeland's stick, and the Storm will self-play and go quickly. Not Holland Smith, that's Elphick, I think, working hard and pressing hard. It was Elphick that was having a prolonged conversation with Mr. Pole at three-quarter time. Now they're away again.
Saints not letting up at all.
The Storm doing everything they can not to let up. Another free hit. I think it's probably going to take Mickey Spano just a little bit of time as well to get used to the tempo of this statewide Super League. And the ball kids making sure that the ball keeps going. Emily Grist and just disagreeing somewhat with Mr. Hissey. Only have a one winner there. Fired into the circle. Cooper does well to get it under control. Spano was there or thereabouts, so third penalty corner of the day for the Storm.
A few unhappy defenders there.
Lots of prolonged discussion again with...
Here's that.
That is not one she would want to be replayed, to be fair. Just had to... It's one of those ones where it just the goal opens up in front of you and...
Yeah.
There are times
almost
that
tried too hard, yeah.
Too much time. It's a weird oxymoron. How can you have too much time? I think that is Mr. Buff Griffin. Down there. So the injection comes in, it got stopped. Flicked out to the side. Excellent rush by Bridgeland, did everything she could to stop that one coming in. Then she will send it out to halfway.
That's a really great lead in, fantastic lead in.
Cass has done very, very well, and I feel for her at times. She runs for no reward a lot of the time. Free hit to the Saints, bang on halfway, Mutton. Plays on, goes back to Grist. Grist will send it forward to Cooper. Cooper lost control of it, but keeps going. Cooper, who coached with Mark Victory, state women's team. So Storm looking to come away. Good pressure again by Castle, sending into midfield. Then that will be fired up. Verrill does very, very well with the first one. Still bouncing around in there. Goal scored right to the back post.
Tennis backhand in, yeah. Maybe just not, just in the build-up to that goal. It was a great turnover from Saints, but maybe just not done enough from the Storm defence to help that ball come out. As soon as the pressure was on, they sort of stayed at where they were rather than backing in, coming in and helping out there.
Samantha McKenna at the back post, that was incredible. It was like a double-handed backhand that wouldn't have gone amiss in the French Open that we just had recently.
Of course, Wimbledon coming up soon. Am I right in saying that?
Up.
Every summer.
Finals first weekend of July, isn't it, normally?
I think they're playing in Nottingham Open at the moment, which is my neck of the woods.
Fired forward, and the Saints again can bring it in. Leading this one 6-1. Spano versus McLaughlin, and just trying to see who's won that one. Finally, we get told that McLaughlin will win that one and fire it into the middle. Nobody really there, but it's going to come out, hopefully, for the Storm as they have to play themselves out of trouble. McLaughlin dribbles it. We have the tennis and now the World Cup, which of course starts next week, this weekend.
I think it's this week. I know Socceroos play
this
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, against the French. Anyway, as we get back to the hockey, and Grist will bring it out this side to Hoffman, still hunting that hat trick. A little bit of fencing going on between the two, and McLaughlin will eventually pick it up, beat the first one, then find a lovely pass out to that far side. Bounces around out there, and the Saints doing everything they can. Chloe Carter.
Saints still pushing for more too, getting the ball looking to go forwards rather than getting the ball looking to stay back.
And again, just as you say that, they do go forward again.
It's a good tackle, well across there.
That one will be a free hit. But not only is Carly Hoffman looking for a hat-trick, so is Sam McKenna now. It's a reason to keep going.
Who gets the match ball if two hat-tricks?
Cut it in half. So I'm not sure that Is that a thing that they do in hockey? Do you get the match ball in hockey, or is it?
Not scored
We'll
a goal
start
in
the
years.
tradition. We haven't had I don't think we've had a hat trick in the statewide Super League just yet, so we'll start the tradition. So the Storm trying to get out again. 9 minutes 20-ish to go. Time, you would say, is running out, especially when the Saints Corps continue to put the pressure on. Free hit to the Storm relieves a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, no real advantage from that first foul there from Lachlan. Again, another strong carry from a Holland Smith. Which one? I'm not sure.
Number 9, I think that one is. I think that's Lucy Holland Smith. Have to try and pick a stick, I think.
I think they've got the same stick.
Yeah, that's normally they share everything. So ball will go out over on that far side. Bridgeland will start them off into Selvenderen. Selvenderen hangs it short, and now they can counter-attack. Again, they're just forced to come back a little bit. Bridgeland does very, very well. Then we'll send a pass down the line to Carter. Carter with a couple of yellow shirts in front of her, just knocks it on one more to Cass. What can Cass do? Cass has options in the middle, fires it in the middle! Hat trick! Carly Hoffman. Take a bow, young lady. Right place, right time. And I don't think we can undersell the work rate and the work that's been done by Cass tonight.
And yeah, definitely, and that is the game, I'd imagine. Killed off now.
So it would be interesting to see what happens now. Do they sit back? Do they use this, as the Pirates did last week, as an opportunity to try a kicking back? Do they experiment with anything? Do they put people in different places, play different formations? What do they do with this, what, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes that they can do stuff?
Do we have any idea how the league, the finals and stuff is working now? Who's going to be where? Because I imagine
I have no idea. I
think this may have sealed Pirates coming into the final.
Well, they've played 2-1-2. I'm not sure. I think the Saints have played 3-1-3, and they haven't won all 3. No, they must have been beaten by the Pirates. Played 3-1-2. I don't know. Well, I have to send the hockey elves on that. That one will find its way through, but another free hit will take it away. I promise you that when we get to the men's game, we'll try and work all of that stuff out. Oh, just powered through that challenge. Still deserves a goal. Not going to get anything other than a 16-yard hit. Oh no, a long corner. So it'll be a long corner, so hopefully they can bring that back in. Sent across the middle and cut out by Grace. We've said that a couple of times tonight. Over the last couple of weeks, she's done very, very well as that defensive midfielder and shutting down the attack. Almost Sarah Harrison-like at times. He's going to come back, though. Just a little bit too far in front of Maddie Spano. And the Saints can come again. Fired down the line, slowed down by Spano. Then it will come off the stick, and the Storm will want to go quickly. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Down the line. Still working hard, but they get the free hit. Off they go. That one will be Kate Holland-Smith. Centre forward, but nobody there. They do have exactly the same stick. Can't tell the difference. Mutton kind of turned herself into trouble, but has to get out of it, which she does with a lovely ball to Cass. Cass again down this left-hand side will turn inside, try and find a pass in. Good stop by Lucy Holland-Smith. And it is fired forward. Holland-Smith again will pick it up. Try and find her sister, couldn't get any of it. Nice turn inside by Hoffman. Hoffman will send it to the back to Cass.
Just can't find the goal tonight, can she?
Much harder attempt. She deserves one. Sent into the middle. Huge challenge by McLaughlin. Let him play. Just leaned into the back. I don't know whether there was many sports that challenge would be okay in. So they've gone early, unfortunately. As they were making changes, there were people just not paying attention. Now, can they do anything? Sent forward by Morrison. Morrison will find Spano. Spano comes back inside. Shut down by Grist. She's patrolled the edge of that circle with absolute aplomb.
I find it's good to see the defender stepping out too, not allowing that forward in, and she's done it so well all game.
Little overhead, doesn't quite get through to Cass. Ooh. Mutton just swinging at it and catching Spano in the shoulder. Press from McLaughlin works and sends it out to Selvenderen. Selvenderen throws it down the line. Happy to leave it to Talbot. Talbot will play to herself.
Saints still not letting up, looking for goals, looking to push.
Again, and Cass working hard, fires it across. Good save initially, kicked it away, but not out of danger. Just over the top.
Could maybe look to slide that to the back post. Although under the pressure, you don't have much time to get your head up and see that player there.
I think when you've scored 3 already, you're allowed to have a pop at it. You're 7-1 up. Fired down the line. A blue stick was on it, so the Storm can go again. Into Spano. Spano against McLaughlin again. Will fire it forward. That's a lovely pass from Spano. Will find Morrison. Morrison works hard down in that right-hand corner. Has it taken off her by Mutton. And then Grist will illegally shut it down, but shut it down she did. Morrison will go again. Down on that byline. Does beat Grist. Doesn't happen very often. So it's worth a mention. Spano to the back byline. Couldn't get it past Grist. Grist will send it into that corner. Well, it was close to being controlled before it went out, and it was controlled before it went out. So the Storm again can look for another circle entry, which they get. Spano gets a stick on the ball. Shot down by Grist. I almost just need a soundboard at this point for that.
Spano looking very fatigued now, cramping up by the looks of it.
McLaughlin has options, just can't get her head up in time. Then we'll fire it out to Cass. Cass just couldn't find a way through. Should start calling Cass Harbour Town. She is the outlet. And Cass just intercepts, then looks to find a pass. Storm defender manages to step in and play it out to Holland-Smith. Holland-Smith beats Selvenderen. Then we'll take on McLaughlin. McLaughlin just happy to shepherd her into a place where she can't cause any danger. Pointed to an area that the pass should have gone, which it does. Elphick comes back inside, then we'll stop. Send it out to Goldsmith. Goldsmith.
Just missing that middle pass central.
So Mutton had a quick glance at the clock and is happy to slow things down. McLaughlin, though, wants to go forward. There's another Saints player who's still on a hat-trick. Just bat through with it. Mutton does well. Sends it back to Talbot. 30 seconds to go in this one, and they are still going.
Like the Storm players just walking now, I think.
I think they may have put the cue in the rack, but the Saints certainly haven't. Shut down inside the 25. Sent into the middle again, but nothing will happen. And
imagine that
will probably be that. I don't think anybody's in any rush whatsoever to take this next one. So the Saints continue. The Saints Only losing that one game. Just how hard Cass works. We're just having a look at some of the replays. How hard she works. It's taken a beating tonight, young Miss Cass, but she sent it in field, and this is the goal. Just Verrill did everything she could. I think there's a loose one, and we'll give Cooper the benefit of the doubt and say she meant that pass out to the back post, and we did see that double-handed backhand. Was the second goal of the day for Sam McKenna. So, final score is 7-1. 3 goals to Carly Halfman, getting the hat-trick. Chloe Carter got one. Yo-Yo McLaughlin got one. And the McLaughlin one was from the short corner. Was all we want to see, the drag flick. And then Samantha McKenna got 2. We will be right back because we'll do the men's game very, very shortly. Fred will be joining me as well. We can't wait to see you for that one, ladies and gentlemen, from the Statewide Super League here at Jeps Cross at the State Hockey Centre. 7 goals, 8 goals. Unfortunately, the Storm on the wrong end of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll speak to you again soon. Thank you very much for joining us on this Facebook broadcast, brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Spacequake Sports.